Inspire with Nendrix. The foundation.
Hey, Embracing Arms community, this is Your Best Life with Dr. Danielle Hairston, and I'm coming back to you today with another 5-minute quickie. I hope you're having an amazing time today, because I certainly am. I'm always excited when I come in front of you guys to share some thoughts. I'm going to be doing a training, a professional development series, kicking off this spring, similar to what I did in the fall. So again, thank you for those who registered, logged in, communicated, sent me email messages about your experience in those sessions. And also thank you for those of you who participated in our journal writing experience. We had some college students sign up and participate in our journal writing campaign this summer. And we have some individuals who are doing journal writing right now for our December challenge. So thank you for all of you who have participated in that. But kicking off the spring, I'm going to start off with a professional development opportunity for our Embracing Arms community members. So if you're not a community member, please go into my website, embracingarms.com, and sign on and register as a member. And so that way you'll get, frequent information that I don't normally share here. And you will have access to some free professional development opportunities. But we're going to kick off our training in the spring with this book here. It's called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this material, but this book was introduced to me several years ago by a friend of mine. I want to say probably back in 2012. It was written, I think, in 2002, but it was introduced to me in 2012, and it really talks about this 5 dysfunctions, the things that happen in the team that cause the teams to be dysfunctional. This information in this book could be transferable in anything that you do, in relationships, in the way that you deal with your family, at work, teams that you formed in the community, with your social organizations. Very, very relevant. And so there's 5 dysfunctions that the book talks about. One of them is about trust and the absence of. The other one is the conflict and the fear of conflict. The other one is commitment, right? The lack of commitment, that's, considered a dysfunction. Accountability, this book talks about. And then, just how people avoid accountability. And then the final one is talking about results, right? Like the failure to focus on and pay attention to the end results of the goals of your team. And so one of the things that struck me as real critical is the whole thing about accountability. Like, that's the piece that really got me, like, on my edge of my seat. If you don't have good commitment, strong commitment from your team members, and a strong buy-in from your team members, there will be space open for people to avoid being accountable, because folks aren't committed to your vision anyway. And that can halt your team and your organization from being able to achieve a lot of goals. If you don't have a team that's committed to a clear action plan, and that you're not communicating that plan clearly to your team, even those who are the most focused, those who are the most driven, will oftentimes hesitate to actually call their peers out, or call them in, or hold them accountable for behaviors that will seem to be a little counterproductive in achieving goals. And so that is like a really, really critical thing in having a strong team and achieving overall team goals as well as organizational goals. So join me in January when we talk a little bit about the 5 dysfunctions of a team, and get into some heavy dialogue around how you could approach your team differently to, number one, assess if there is a lack of those things that we talked about: trust and conflict and, commitment and accountability, and then this lack of attention to the end results, and your goals. Let's talk about that next month. So how are you functioning in your team? Is your team dysfunctional? Are those some of the things that you guys are missing in your team in order for you to achieve your goals? Comment below and let me know what's happening in your team, and if you think having participating in this professional development series will help strengthen your team. In the meantime, that was my 5-minute quickie. Continue to go out in the community and embrace someone. They are waiting for you, and in the meantime, live your absolute best life.
My Lacasa boy, this is my residence. My prescription boy, this is my medicine. The world can be sickening, living in house resemblance. Not to mention the media's effort to keep us in the most simplistic state of mind. Lowest age bracket committing the highest rate of crime.